Hello, good morning. This is Scott and a shot of coffee this morning. Scott the Great. How's everybody doing this morning? Well, I wasn't going to do anything this morning on my podcast, but I'm bored. So here we go. No, the country's trying to get, half the country's trying to get over the loss of this election. The other three-quarters of the country, I guess, three-quarters this time, I guess, not half and half. But, we're happy about it. It's hard for everybody to get over all the divisive talk that we've had over the last couple of years. Over the last 8 years. We got to try to move on, people. We got to try to move on. It's hard for me to move on, honestly, because two attempts by American citizens on our president's life over the Democrats' divisive, rhetoric. In 2024, two assassination attempts on, as far as I'm concerned, one of the greatest presidents we ever had. Isn't that crazy? And the Democrats really wanted that to happen. I know they did. They wanted to see Donald Trump murdered. That is sad. That's one thing I'm having a hard time coming to terms with. Iran, they caught that guy that was, they think, he was trying to, plot to kill the president. So there's basically two attempts and one that was that was in the process. All over the divisive rhetoric, they were talking about the end of the world, end of democracy, end of our way of life. It's all over with, all because we don't agree with abortion on demand and transgender rights and emptying out our prisons and opening up our borders to everybody that without vetting them. That's what their platform was. And honestly, as a Republican, as an American, as a conservative, it's a slap in my face. The only ones that should be mad is us. Them trying to put their weirdness on us and their own and all their little weird stuff is what caused all this division. Opening up our borders to tens of millions of illegals. That's what we fought against, and they're mad about it. We fought against emptying out our prisons and defund the police. They're mad about that. They're mad that we're mad that cities were burning down, and nobody was doing nothing about it. They're mad at us for being mad about cities being occupied, like Seattle and Portland. That's what they're mad about. They're mad about all the wrong things, and we're mad about the right things. That's how I look at it. That's so common sense that if you don't see that, then you truly need to be locked up in a home somewhere. If you can't see how un-American all that is, not just un-American, unworldly. No other countries are doing that stupid stuff. No countries doing these experiments to try to ruin their. They're not even experiments. They're trying to tank our world. Not just the United States. They're trying to tank the world. They want world war. They want anarchy in our cities. They want lawlessness. They want everybody killing everybody, babies being killed. They want people discriminating against transgenders because that's why they're doing it. They want the division. Who thinks that they can go get a sex change and people aren't going to look down on them? I don't care what people are telling you guys to your face. As a man, I know 99% of most men do not agree with transgenderism. They just don't. Now, you women, I don't know. That's on you guys. But I know behind the scenes, they may say what they say out in public, but I've never met any man, honestly, that I've ever heard embrace being a transgender. Not one. So I don't even know where these guys are at. The men that they say are all for that, except for the ones in the Democratic Party. So we all need to figure this out. This is crazy. Everybody's pissed off because we didn't take the country. The world, actually, because everybody follows suit with America. Everybody's looking up to us to be the big brother. To show them the way. France is having a tissy fit. F France. They're not our friend. I don't give a shit if they're in the UN and all that. They're not our friend. Look what's going on in Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, they're attacking, people that went to watch the soccer game from Israel. Because of America and us, our lax stance, our sick stance on the Palestinians and the Israelis. Israeli got attacked in the most pussiest way I've ever seen. The Palestinians, Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran. They're the biggest wussy countries I've ever seen in my life, and we couch out down to this stuff. We should just go take them over. We ought to put a big old American flag right in the middle of Iran, put a big old American flag right in the middle of Iraq, put a big American flag in Syria, put a big old American flag in Lebanon. What is wrong with that? These people are nuts. I mean, unless we do that, I mean, they're always going to be a problem. We're always going to have to worry about that nuclear weapon that they bought or created because our Democrats in our government won't stop that nuclear bomb from being built. I mean, that's people. I don't advocate for war. War sucks, but war is always necessary. Just read the history books; it's always there. There's a winner and a loser. We need to start pushing our beliefs and our I mean, harder than we ever have before. Because if we don't, before I didn't like police in the world, but it seems like if we don't, it's all going to flow over anyway. I mean, we have to. We have to. That's why when we left Afghanistan, that was the biggest mistake in the world. We left that base we built. How much money did that base cost to build? Right there in our enemy's backyard. I mean, where it needs to be. That's how you keep it. That's how you keep wars from coming to America. You conquer them. You put a base right there, and you say, "Eat a dick." That's what you get if you want to threaten us. Send over terrorists to our country. I mean, it sucks, people. But the altar of freedom is never free. The altar of freedom is never free. The price of it is lives, and that sucks. It does suck. But somebody has to put on their big boy pants and handle it. You give me a weapon and you put me in the military, I'm disabled. I'll still hobble around over there popping, doing my part as an American citizen. I mean, to push our values on other people, because if we don't push our values on these other countries nowadays, they're pushing them on us. Our own country's pushing them on us. I mean, the Democrats anyway. I mean, there's a lot. It's a complicated world, people. But it's not that complicated. I mean, there's going to be a winner and loser and everything. And I say let's be the winner. We got the technology. We got the manpower. We don't even have to put boots on the ground for most of these countries. We just attack them through the air in our Navy. We don't even need boots on the ground. I mean, we can just nail them. Let's just nail them. Let's send them back to the fucking first. Let's send them back 500 years. I mean, really, because if we don't, they're aimed to get us. They no matter what you say to these people in the Middle East, to Russia, to China, to North Korea, they're coming for us. They want a piece of us. They want what we have. They want it. They want what we have. They can have it if they just change their form of government to democracy, to Americanism, and democracy is not an Americanism. The United States is the first major country ever to come around that fought for the common man. I mean, everything. I mean, really. Sorry, that's my phone. I'll let it go for now. But anyway, that's what's really going on. The altar of freedom is never free. It's never free. It costs money and it costs lives. I don't want it to cost our lives, but I think we can take out these other countries. I mean, most of these bad ones without even putting one boot on the ground. When we went into Iraq, we bombed them so hard that they were running out of their holes, giving up. They were like, I don't know. I mean, it's that simple, people. Everybody acts like we have to have boots on the ground. You're watching what we're doing over in Israel. I mean, we're blocking all their weapons. I mean, we just took the collar off of Israel and said, do what you got to do. It'd be over with already. It'd already be done. Iran will be taken care of. They'll all be taken care of. I mean, but we won't even allow our allies to do it. I mean, what is wrong with you people? I mean, it's never going to get better until we just take them out. I'm honestly tired of seeing about. I mean, my whole life I've been hearing about these countries. My whole life, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, Lebanon. My whole life. Watching little kids in the street with their weapons. Death to America. My whole life. When are we just going to handle this stuff and take them out of the equation and put a big old American flag there? I want to buy a piece of property over there in the sand dunes. I mean, come on, man. Why not? I mean, if they can't get their shit together, if all they're going to do is be a blight on the world and be a threat to the safety of the whole world, then let's just take it out. Let's just get rid of them. The world's getting overpopulated anyway. Let's take out our enemies. I mean, is that so wrong to think? I mean, I'd rather see them die than us. But that's what's going to. That's reality, people. That's reality. I mean, honestly, that's just how it is. I mean, you can sit there and talk all this nice talk all you want, but when it's all said and done with, there's going to be a war because these people don't get it. They don't understand nothing but that. That's all they understand. And for the most part, they tell you they understand. They're behind the scenes still trying to make that bomb so they threaten us with it. I mean, we need to take out Iran, Afghanistan right now, Lebanon. Let Israel go in there and let's just unleash Israel and stop stop handcuffing them and let them do their job. I mean, the job they want to do. They want to be safe over there too. Would you want to live in the Middle East? Don't you people feel sorry for Israel? I do. I mean, they're in the heart of the den of the enemy. That's how studly they are. They're tough. They're in the den right there, man. They're in the cage, and they're liking it. They want it, but we won't let them do it. I mean, hopefully Netanyahu and Trump get together and they figure out, let's just end this. Let's just stop it for good. For good. I mean, it's just a bunch of future terrorists, people. I mean, obviously, look at history. All they are is terrorists. They're born terrorists. They die terrorists. That's how they've been living for the last 150, 200 years. I mean, well, longer than that. I'm talking about when it comes to America. But these countries are a blight on the world, man. I mean, let's just end this stuff. But anyway, I mean, who wants to go to see a soccer game over? You go to Amsterdam, peace, love, let's party, and then you go there and their people start attacking Israeli citizens for being there at a soccer game. I'm so tired of all this weak stuff, man. I mean, let's just take care of this bit. Let's just take care of business. One of my stepfather's favorite sayings, take care of business. Let's take care of business and stop acting like it's so horrible. What's horrible is when that shit spreads over into our country, and then we, like on our college campuses right now, we got people in college campuses right now that are crazy. We got professors that are DEI candidates that never even earned that degree. We got professors in it that are communists and Marxists that are teaching our kids how to hate our allies, to hate Israel. Why do you think all that stuff was happening in these colleges? All these protests and all this crazy stuff. You know why? Because they're taught that's what they're being taught. They didn't learn that at home. Come on, they didn't. I never taught my kid, hey, when you go to college today, protest Israel. Yay, river to the sea. I never taught them that. That is stuff they're being taught in college, and probably in high school too, and probably in grade school nowadays. I mean, going behind your parents' back trying to change their sex. They're trying to change their nationality. They're trying to turn our kids not just into a different sex. They're trying to turn them into non-Americans. It's not that hard to figure out. It's right there, right in front of our face. The crazy thing about this world nowadays, people, is they're not hiding nothing no more. Their true colors have came out. It's right in front of our face, and they're doing it now because nothing ever gets done. They finally realize, hey, nothing's going to happen. It's kind of like the checks and balances in our government. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris just broke so many laws while they were in office, with our borders, with student loan forgiveness, with loans to different minorities and not to everybody. I mean, they're breaking the laws right now. That's how bad it's gotten. They're just throwing it in our face because they know nothing's going to get done about it. Thank you, Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. Donald Trump forever. I mean, I'm serious. I mean, if we're not gonna have term limits, let's just take the term limits off the presidency right now and let Donald Trump stay in office, because it seems like he's one of the only ones over a bunch since Reagan that gets it. You know what I mean? That gets how, because he goes around the world as a businessman. He's a gangster. He knows what's up. You got to be a gangster to go to these other countries and start businesses and get stuff done, because they don't bow down to weakness. So anyway, that's how I feel about that. I mean, we need to straighten out these colleges, man. We need to shut down Harvard. We need to shut them down. Let's shut them down if that's the kind of teaching they're trying to, if that's the kind of stuff they're trying to teach our kids. If you send your kids there spending hundreds of thousands of dollars and your kid's not even safe, they're not even safe. They can't even get to class because there's a blockade of fucking Palestinian-loving, Hamas-loving terrorists out there. I mean, when you got a sign that says from the river to the sea, that means you are a terrorist or you're a terrorist sympathizer. And that's like one step away from being a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Right there on every college campus, we got this the enemy is on our soil right now. And half of them are our own kids, unfortunately. I mean, because of what these schools are doing. That's reality. That is, if you can't talk about it, then it's going to happen. If you can't agree that there's something evil and dishonest going on in these college campuses, and you're just naive. You're such a naive person. That's why I have a hard time meeting Democrats and being friends with them, because they just don't think normal. I mean, things that have never been cool now is cool, I don't know. But that's just that's my opinion on it. This is a little quick short for Scott and the Shot. 14 minutes, 15 minutes. But anyway, that's Scott in a Shot. That's my little morning episode. And I hope y'all get it. I hope you see what's going on, people. I mean, the fight has just begun. The war has just begun in this country because we won the battle, but the war's not over because the Democrats are not going to let this weird stuff go. They're not going to let it go, people. We've let it metastasize for too long, and these people actually believe in this crazy stuff they're advocating for. They believe in it. I mean, because they drink too much of the water. You know what I mean? They drink too much where they're taking. I mean, I don't know what drugs they're on or whatever, but they're on something. I hate to think that it's natural. That's just natural stupidity, but it probably is. I mean, the kids are getting out of school not knowing nothing except how to be a terrorist. All right, this is Scott in a Shot. I'm out of here. Have a great day, America.